Hello everyone, my name is FlareBlitzed and we've returned back to the Boogie Man. This time we're going to be going to the true ending of the game in itself. But beforehand though, let's go through the pre-requirements in order to actually get there in the first place. Because, well, it's very difficult to try and get to a particular ending if you don't know what you need to do. So that's what we're going to do here. So, firstly, and this can be found soon after you get yourself a wrench hammer. And I believe, I think there's something else as well involved, but there's a key that goes up to the second floor in the room which had the corpse that kept saying turn off the lights. So we want to go to this head, a severed head, seemingly a servant's. There's something in his mouth. Take what's inside. Blood splatter. Yep, it goes like that, and then we try and walk past, and then there's the rest of his body. A headless corpse, something fastened to the hand. Got a videotape. But before we do anything with the videotape, we need to open up this room. And we need to open up this room by getting the key that's from the fish that's within the dining room. But we actually need to know what we're doing here, so turn on this light, and then there should be a writing that pops up when it's lit. I'll not be unlucky fish. That's just a hint towards the fish in itself. From the lovely living room quarters, however you want to call it that. So we go through here, and then on the fish, a big mounted fish looking closely with something in its mouth. Take what's inside. Got the theatre key. Now with the theatre key we'll be able to go to that room that we looked at just now, which was locked. And go up through here, and then over here. Oh, that's locked apparently. Okay, so we need to unlock it from the other side probably. Should be fairly simple enough. Oh, I didn't go around this way, that's a problem. I tried to cut too many corners here. It's locked, so we need to use the theatre key. And then in here, we couldn't play it before because we didn't have the videotape on this, because we tried to use it after we rescued the Grundlers and the tape itself is destroyed afterwards. Or, as we saw, it's on the upside down table and we couldn't get it back. But we have this corpse. The corpse is on the side of the back of his neck has a big gash. Oh dear me. And a window. A screen. A VHS tape desk. And a projector. You know this place is quite old because they still have videos. Not DVDs or Blu-rays. Videotape. Play the videotape. And the pursuit begins. This tunes you on. It doesn't tune me on. It tunes me off, but it makes me alert. Hello, Boogie Man. What are you doing? Yeah, he's not that dumb, Helena. There we go. Rah. Yeah, get away, Helena. But the Boogie Man knows that we're watching, as he looks at us through that pathetic gaze of his. First flag completed. The second thing that we want to do is proceed through this skeleton room by doing something in particular, but we need to avoid going directly in front of these skeletons, otherwise it will just be the doom of us. This way around, up here, and then we'll need to go through here, push you out of the way, inspect this painting with the 3 swords, and then go down here, push you forward, and then go around here, then push you forward, and then go around here and push you forward, so that the 3 of them form a triangle. Just like that. And something in the broken stone. Got a bit key. Now we thought last time that the bit key was required to remove this rusty padlock. No. In the combination of a wrench hammer and a bit of brute force using our feet, we can get through this. You having fun there, Keith? I certainly am. We are, anyways. So, it's locked with a very old-fashioned lock, so we use a bit key because a bit is very old-fashioned when it comes to video technology nowadays. Gosh. Not the actual thing itself, but just the fact that it's 1 bit. A replica sword, used for replicating a sword, as it were.
Helena.
Keith? Keith, are you okay? Are you hurt?
I'm fine. What about you?
Keith, thank goodness. Thank goodness.
Helena, your leg's wounded. Hold on, I'll get over there.
Keith, I'm fine. I'll be fine. There's nothing to worry about.
You're not fine, you're shaking. And by that, there is something to be concerned of.
Helena? Wait, Helena, I'll be right there. Don't move from that spot.
I'm fine. I swear. I'll be fine. Wait for me, Keith. Don't worry.
Helena!
Helena, please don't. Please, very, very, very don't. And it all took place after you figured out the combination in order to unlock the stairs previously. The third potential flag, which also needs to be achieved like the previous two, is to go into this room, get to this rope, and go under is a clue to what we actually need to do. So there is a hole back here which we jumped over previously. We already deactivated the electrical trap and go up all the way through these stairs in very, very slow fashion. Use a rope on this. And I'm not sure if this is the only hole in the game, but it certainly is one, okay, right with monsters. Go down the hole, hopefully via rope, and there we go. So there's a videotape line here, which is what we need. But this room we don't have to worry about because this is the room where we saved Sophie in. But obviously if we walk that way then we'll die. But that's just where that room will lead up, just in case any of you are concerned. Hey Flare, what's within that room on the right? It's nothing. Nothing to be concerned about. The true ending actually lies in going into the spikes. I'm joking, because then the plot of the Hangman will be severely distorted. Anyways, we need to go back here and use videotape number 2 on this. And this shows a second pursuit. So 32 minutes past midnight. And the boogeyman is breaking down the door. That explains the breakage of that door just after the whole... Hey, get off! Hey. How you hanging up there, paper bag man? Hopefully you're not so under the tree. Next up is the music key that we get by winding this box. Let's dance to the piano, shall we? Let's just play it. Wind it round and eventually it'll pop out. And we'll take this and we'll read it. Father gave me some wonderful presents today. A clown, a music box and a grand piano. He said the 3 are all part of a set. The doll laughs if you turn its key. Today, one of the servants... That's the sign that music key fell out. Today, one of the servants was singing a song in that savage language. I decided that rather than tell Father, I would ask what it meant. It goes as such. The sun shines on the mountains and wind blows between the trees. Something blows. The wind rustles the flowers and glitters from the moonlight. It may be uncivilized, but I must say I'm exceptionally fond of it. I was bored today, so I asked one of the servants for their... So, one of the servants for of their names. Okay, I'm not getting the sentence. They are profoundly bizarre. I could never hope to remember such names. Apparently his name had the meaning of flower, but he wouldn't tell me what the others meant. How impertinent he was with me. I took offence and decided to tell father. He was rightfully enraged. How dare you teach such vile words to my darling daughter, he said. This morning as I stepped outside, a strong wind blew, and along came the head of that servant from the other day. Without thinking, I said to myself, how dirty, and kicked it away. When I told father of it, he had the head burnt at once. He supposed it may be good fertilizer for the fields, but a head that speaks such an uncivilized language, I would think not. It will soil the ground with that foul wording. Okay, there's the key. Got the music box key. Now, the most important thing to do in this next step is A, make sure you don't put it in the doll and leave it there. But B as well, let's not check the corpse in here and exit the room while David's away. The grand piano, there's a keyhole on the cover, but it has a strange shape. The strange shape being the music box key. Insert key into the keyhole. So we can't open it on this side. Open the cover. We'll open the cover. Open the top. And there's a switch on the interior frame of the piano. Press the switch. And wonderfully, the painting opens. The painting is hanging out like a door. There seems to be a room inside.
David, lend me your lighter.
Sure thing,
Stay
Bosh.
here. Stand by the painting and keep a lookout. Call for me if you see anything strange.
Yeah, anything strange like a boogeyman in my ear. And we are within here. Yeah, because Keith doesn't have a working lighter. And his phone's not in his possession. Old toys, a large clown doll, old toys on the shelves, painting hangs on the wall, there's a poem beneath it. Pierrot Lunray. Pierrot, my laughter have I unlearnt, the image of radiance dispersed, black waves the banner upon the mast. Pierrot, my laughter have I unlearnt. Oh, now return to me, soul's veteran, snowman of lyric, your lunar highness. Period, my laughter. Pronouncing that name differently because I don't know how to correctly pronounce it. Sorry for that. But this is the important thing. A scrap of paper. And this is the last piece of that page, which says that the last page was torn. After the performance last night, the poor little man strolled out of the town to the lonely churchyard. The wreath of flowers on Cumberline's grave have already faded. There he sat, and what a study for a painter. With his chin on his head and his eyes turned toward me, he looked like a grotesque monument, a punch nail on the grave, strange and comical. If the public had seen their favourite, how they would be applauded and cried, brave, brave, bravo.
Hey, detective. Up to your silly profiling, it seems. Say, why don't I try doing the same?
You've already done it.
You're always carrying a little box with you. A precious little black box. A treasure trove of all you hold dear. Don't you notice the smell from that box? You know what it is, don't you? Do you think you're better than me? Do you want to kill me or befriend me? I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Who do I pray to straighten out this crooked tongue?
Crooked in your nature, Boogie Menace. after that, and also after saving Sophie, which we've seen already in the bad in this video, is the factor of this part here. We hear footsteps, and let's go up here. There's a big hole high enough on the wall. Well, high on the wall, you can't reach it.
David, let me ask a favor.
I'd like to mount you so I can get to this wall.
My neck's gonna break.
Hey, quit shaking. Don't you work out at all?
Why are you trying to get up there anyway?
That big-headed freak. He's always vanishing when there's no way out, and appearing from nowhere too. He's clearly using routes we don't know about. I need to learn more about them. This wall's been painted over, so I'm sure there's a path up ahead.
That doesn't explain using me as a footstool. Climb up there and get your weight off my shoulders.
Lance could have worked, but I wouldn't push a wounded guy. And for your information, only 3% of that weight is fat. So excuse you.
Wow. We're not all detectives, you know, Keith.
Toss me your lighter.
Harder.
I'll look ahead. Don't move from that spot. Shout for me if anything happens.
Good. Pick up the lighter. Automatically turn on the lighter. And this is very optional, but we can see that this small door in the ceiling, open the door, and that essentially turns us back to the room where Lance was nearly held by. The room adjacent to where Lance was held. Okay, that's a better way of calling it. Speaking of calling it. And this is the other side. Isn't this... This was where we were before, but that's not important right now. Now let's look in here. There's red rice on the floor. But people who have crippled you, you want to see them burn. I do not. Shelves were filled with miscellaneous items. Crumpled balls of paper. Dick Anderson, age 39, job assistant police inspector, robbery murder division. Family, wife, 2 children, has been torn off.
Dick?
But why is he here? Now when you hear the footsteps, hide in this corner and turn off your lighter. Now, in theory, this should work out better. Not this particular bit.
Don't move. You're under arrest.
Your wifey's got a good butt on her. Really makes me want to chase after her.
Where is she? Where?
Ah, detective. How careless. Trying to take me on in such close quarters.
It's a taser.
I hate to say such a rude thing to a detective, but not really. Dummy.
If we did all of the things beforehand and allow Sophie to survive, then the words will be the same, but one of the images will be different. Rather than being smiling, it would be something else.
Keith, my poor darling. You watched me as I wallowed in the depths of despair. And there you stood, with your back against the edge. Now, it's time that you finally learn. You need pride. You need peace. So go ahead. Take it all. But don't you see? In the end, there will be nothing
What are you referring
left
to?
of you.
What are you referring to? doppelganger of Helena. What was that just now? Was that part of your subconscious? Were you really there? And of course turn back on the lighter as well. Optional, but you know, it helps in the darkness. And also finally, read out this. A scrap of paper and an IC recorder, something scribbled on the paper. You just want to hear? No.
Where is this? Who are you? What's going on?
Hello, Miss Baring.
Who?
Call me Boogie, ma'am. I'm about to begin a game befitting such a joyful night. I'd appreciate your participation as well. Run from me, miss.
I'm sorry. I don't know what you mean. Where's my husband? Where am I? Why is that man tied up?
Ah, he's an assistant. He can quickly explain to you how this will all work.
You mean a demonstration rather than explain? Because explain means you're actually physically talking. And if your mouth's gagged, then obviously you can't talk.
If I should catch you, this happens.
That's the demonstration.
Understand the rules now?
That was the personnel that was tied to a chair and shot, and that's where Helena woke up as well.
Where's my husband?
Somewhere you wouldn't know about.
Where's my husband?
He can't save you. He's in my grasp. It's up to me if he lives or dies. Now run, Miss Baring. The game begins, and I am it.
Do I want to hear that?
So, I was on the inside of the cell.
Yep. And at this point in the game, but unfortunately I didn't get it because I've already been to the stage, is an achievement that tells you, if you read in Steam's description, that you have accomplished all the requirements to get to the good ending of the game. A good prompt there that you're on the right path. After proceeding through the rest of the game, and of course saving David as he is here with us, we get to the best part of the game. Fiddle with that. It's a very grotesque image, I'm not going to lie. Looking closely, the frame is raised a little.
Keith.
There'll always be a weak point. Here. And then there's this door here, which we want to open up. But we don't have the code yet, and it's something to do with what the clues tell us within one of the other rooms. It won't open, and the fire axe apparently will not be suited for the job in hand. So, statue of the Virgin Mary is covered in blood. Obviously we can't do anything with it. Bible. So, you need to look at the chapters and rather than the verses. I think I kind of get it. So there's a painting. Scrap on the notebook on the table. So let's go back and see what we're dealing with. Oh, damn it, I forgot to read the thing. Speed through this. Speed through it. So there's only 12 chapters. The genealogy of Aden, Noah's Ark, the Tower of Babel. Adam, 5. Noah's Ark, 7. Language, 11. So don't look at the verses because that's what I was doing originally. Look at the other thing. But just the chapter itself, not the verse. Try to make it more complicated than what it actually was. 5, 7, 1, 1. Go in here and look, there's a huge room filled with videos. An old videotape. Get over here, we can watch something. I don't think this is part to the true engine of the game, but I think this just gives you some extra pieces together. Old videotape, old-fashioned TV. Video and DVD player looks relatively new. Is that right? Did I do it? Old videotape. Was there something else I needed to do? Look at these stack of books first, though.
Hey, stop that, would you?
Huh?
Stop that thing. It's hurting my ears.
What does?
Your phone!
Don't have a
I
phone.
hate hearing phones ring. It's yours, right? Make it stop already!
Calm down.
Make it stop!
Calm down, please. Where are you hearing a phone ringing? There's no phone ringing. In fact, I think I lost my cell phone earlier. So please, calm down.
Eek.
I hate it. I hate the sounds of phones.
Why?
Because it always brings bad news.
This specifically.
Excuse me. Bearing here? Yes, that's right. I'll be there.
Mr. Baring, sorry to have called you. Your wife said she couldn't look, but we need you to confirm.
It's my son.
Are you sure?
He's wearing the clothes from this morning. My wife sewed his name on then. Todd Baring. Check behind the neck.
You have my deepest condolences. Sign here. We'll send you a pamphlet for a mortician. Refer to it if you wish. Thank you. There's a nurse waiting outside. Tell them if you need any help. Now, please excuse me.
Lost a family.
Helena.
Interrupted phone call.
It's me.
Hey, Keith, you off loitering somewhere? You gotta hurry. The suspect's on the move. Head for Wellington Street. Got it?
This is not a good time. Man need to interrupt the occasion.
Don't go. Stay with me.
No. I think there was the start to a decline in their relationship. I certainly hated hearing the sound of phones. Extra scene here now.
Helena. Please don't leave without telling me. It makes me worry.
It's been a year now. You always stayed with me. You always supported me. but I can't do it. I can't stop the tears. You got back on your feet, but I can't do anything but cling to you. But I can't drag you down with my weakness anymore. So...
You know what I thought when I saw his body? I thought I failed. Can you believe that? That a parent would think that after losing a child? But it's true. Everyone has one leg in a coffin. If they aren't careful, they can easily fall in. No exceptions. I should have known that. But I didn't. I prayed that my family would be an exception. I wanted them to be there smiling at me forever. When I saw him in the hospital, something died in me. I wanted to kill the one who took my son from me. And you know, some people smile about the deaths of others. I lost all hesitation to punish those people. I thought if they were gone, it would all end. But it'll never end. I still hear someone scoffing at me, saying, "You couldn't even protect your own son."
It's not your fault.
That's what they all say.
No! It's what I really think.
Then what should I have done? I always felt like such a clown. He died while I was out running around, trying to save others, so the audience just points at me and laughs. I didn't know anything anymore. Why I smiled, why I cried, why I got angry. I forgot how I even expressed those things. Even when I saw him dead, I didn't cry. Now it's just you. You're all I have left. I'll keep praying for a sunny day, and until then, I'll be your umbrella.
Who will keep you from getting wet?
I don't care if I get wet. Helena, if you give up on me someday, then I want you to just forget about me. But please, for my sake, don't leave me alone.
Aww.
Don't cry, Keith.
I never cry.
No, you're crying. You've always been crying. I'm sorry for pushing my complaints on you. I'll get stronger so I can protect you. Whatever happens, you're someone I never want to lose.
Neither your son, either of you.
I'm scared of phones ringing. I feel like someone's going to tell me about a death in the family again. Ever since then, I haven't been able to answer calls.
Why'd your son die?
Run over by a truck. Driver died instantly. I couldn't blame anyone. I still have idiotic thoughts. Like if I hadn't answered that call, maybe nothing would have even changed. If I'd had been with him, maybe he'd still be alive and smiling. It's completely stupid. It changed nothing. What could I have done? Sorry for grabbing you. I was just confused. Let's go.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
I know that.
No, you don't understand. You're clever, so you're trying to fool yourself, saying, "It's not my fault," to convince yourself of that. But you can't fully deceive yourself. Deep in your heart, you still blame yourself. So you desperately try to protect everyone, even people you just met. Protecting people as a detective lets you make up for it. You can replace your guilt with pride and a sense of duty, but that isn't going to save you. Even if you only protect what you really feel is important, no one will blame you for it.
Don't act like you know so much. I'm only doing what I should be doing.
And you're deceiving yourself with it.
You're wrong.
I'm not wrong.
Then why's my son dead?
It's not your fault. Everyone has things they're powerless to help. So stop lying to yourself, please. Just forgive yourself.
Let's go.
That's very interesting, and a path you wouldn't get if otherwise you wouldn't do that. If you wouldn't get the happy ending of the game, that is. So whereabouts was the video? It won't open, so we need to approach from the other side. The other side, so this is definitely the optional area of the game. But my concern is, where is the... Ah, this is now open. Wow, this room has been derelict, to say the least. An old video camera appears to be busted. Maybe the video can still be salvaged. Cupboards. The table was covered in dust. Fireplace? Okay, a stone oven. Can also be used as a fireplace. Don't judge me, okay? So this was the problem. I couldn't get into this particular room. So let's use the video camera on this. Take out tape and play it, yes. Helena.
At last, I finally got a hold of you. Oh dear, hurt all over. But what else could I do? You just wouldn't stop running, miss, no matter how much I hurt you. But well, our game of tag's come to a close now. Yes, you can't outrun the scary boogeyman. Are you relieved it's over, or are you still scared? Well, madam, do you want to run?
That was the room we were just in.
You're an unbelievable idiot.
Say again.
I called you an idiot. You thought I was running because I was scared. You think I'm scared of you? Maybe you've spent too long in your little closet world to understand. You've convinced yourself that women and children are all scared of you. What were you planning once you caught me? Kill me? And then what? You'd go to kill Keith, right? You told me you had Keith in your hands. Whether he'd live or die was up to me. I guess that was true. And all this time you've been foolishly chasing after me. You could never kill him. I'm weak. I can't be as strong as Keith is. But there is something I can do in all my weakness. If I can keep your attention away from Keith by running all the time, I'll run to the ends of the earth. You poor, stupid little boogeyman. You really are such a child. You just love bullying anyone weaker than you. Go ahead. Have fun in your little world. Call yourself a villain, a monster. But I'll never let you bring my husband into it. Don't you dare lay a hand on him!
You talk too much, madam.
Coming from you, Boogeyman, where you always want your introductions, your entrances, your applause, everything. But that was the icing on the cake.
That's terrible. Let's hurry and look for Helena. She must be nearby. Keith? Keith, what are you doing? We have to hurry. Keith, are you listening? Hey, what are you staring at? Are you asleep? Get a grip! Come on!
What she said.
I'm awake. David, you look for Helena. She should be near.
Huh? What about you? What are you gonna do?
I'm going to go kill a monster.
That's a good way of putting it. That's a really, really good way of saying it, Keith. I'm gonna go slay a monster by the name of Boogie Man. Or should it be one of the people that were touring this guide all along? The one that was first decapitated. But he really, really wasn't. And that, folks, is definitely what you would call the best way to end the boogeyman.
Wait, Dad. Leave the door open and don't turn out the lights in the hall.
That uses up electricity, though.
Why?
The boogeyman will come.
What kind of guy is this boogeyman?
He has long nails and kidnaps kids. He lives in the closet.
A kidnapper? Well, can't leave a guy like that on the loose. Alright, Dad'll give him a good beating. Hey, Boogie, you in there? What? Hey, let go.
Dad? Dad?
Whew, he was a little tough, but I got him good. No worries, son. Old Boogie won't come for you anymore.
Aw.
Really?
Would I lie? Me and Mom are in the bedroom right there, you know. You still scared? Oh, need your stuffed bunny, do you? Or should I read you a bedtime story? Maybe the ones with the fairies.
No way. I'm not a wuss, Dad. I can sleep by myself.
That's the spirit.
You're a good father, Keith.
Listen, Todd. If the boogeyman comes to get you again, Dad'll beat him up. I'm not gonna let anyone mess with you or Mom.
'Cause you're a police officer?
Because he's a good person.
Because I'm Dad.
Yep.
Good night, son.
He's a good dad, a good husband, and a good detective.
Should I leave the light on?
It's okay. I've got you and Mom.
Aw.
Good night. I love you.
So what's a certain charm with these Strangeman series games?
Don't blame it on the sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight. Don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on the boogie. Have you ever thought about it, detective? Thought you have an enemy? Who or what it is, you don't even know. Maybe it doesn't even exist. Maybe it's all in your head. But you know there's something tormenting you, always making it so painful. You feel like the whole world's out to make you suffer. Too troublesome to make an enemy of the whole world, right? So, just making one enemy will do. I chose you as my enemy. Have I become yours?
You talk too much, Boogie Man.
Oh well. Either way, we're gonna settle this right here. Let's end this wonderful game now. Can you beat this final boss and take back your beloved wife? What's so funny?
Boy, you're really having a blast, huh? What's so funny that you can be all smiles all the time? Total opposite of me. I don't remember the last time I laughed. But I guess we were pretty similar after all. In a sense, it was all a lie. You're always grinning ear to ear, but you're scared, aren't you? So you keep running. You can't go head to head with me. You and me are just acting. You're no scary monster, and I'm no paragon of justice. Final boss? Huh. A big baddie should be a pretty sly guy, shouldn't they? But taking hostages, always on the run, the only thing you can chase after is girls' rumps. You know, I wasn't planning to do anything with you. As long as the elders were safe, I was fine leaving you be. I'd secure your hostages and scram, then just leave you to the local police. Because I'm not chasing you. You just keep running from me. What I'm really chasing after. Sorry, but it ain't you. That's right. It's not you. You're my enemy. Spare me the sleep talk. Why would I make my enemy a dunce who just sneaks away? A coward who hides in the closet and threatens kids. And your enemy? Not me either. You've got a lot more enemies. If you go to the slammer, you're gonna be a real popular guy. I can tell. But this is a great chance. No hostages to get in the way. No one watching. So I can do whatever I like with you. Detective, criminal, that doesn't matter now. You've done the #1 thing to get on my bad side. You chased after my wife's rump. That alone is enough reason for me to beat you down. Don't you think, Boogie?
What's happened to you?
Can't afford to laugh anymore, can you? Back to your closet, Boogeyman. You don't have what it takes to make it over here. Huh. I thought you were supposed to be scary.
What the heck was that meant to be? I got this all wrong. New mechanics in this horrified version of this fight. I thought I could just simply pull out my bloody fire axe and get this all done and over with.
So is this just a warm-up practice, or are you actually gonna attack? Oh, is that it? I was just about to have fun. Oh, and none of your jokes were funny.
Okay, that's more flawless, that battle. Sort of. I need to wait for my chance.
Huh. I thought you were supposed to be scary.
Hilarious. Out of sight.
So is this just a warm-up practice, or are you actually gonna attack? Oh, is that it? I was just about to have fun.
Displayed a wonderful prowess of might.
Where do you think you're going, Lance?
I'm gonna find them. They've been gone way too long.
Did you forget what Keith said? It'll be a burden on him to move around on our own.
Well, then after all's said and done, we'll tell him we did just what he said. Of course, you might have all gone stone cold by that time.
Don't joke about things like that.
Sounds like a joke to you? We got 2, maybe 3 corpses around here?
What part of don't you get?
Stop, you two. Don't fight.
We'll go search together. I'll lead the way. Sophie and Shirley, you hold hands. And Lance, you watch the rear.
Papa.
You really want to go?
Yes, we'll be all right together.
Together
And there's
better.
something I'm curious about.
What's that?
This whole incident may just be a great big farce.
What do you mean?
Let's be going.
Mm-hmm.
Helena, where are you?
Push the doll, push the Bloody Mary, and she's down there.
Helena,
David!
are you okay?
That man knocked me out. I woke up here. I was unconscious the whole time. Keith!
Helena!
Where is...
Keith! Where are you?
You're going the right way.
Always on the run, huh? But marijuana addicts can move better than you. What's in that big head of yours?
You.
Brendan?
You lose. Detective.
That was bad.
You're Brendan? Why? Stop moving around.
Keith, Helena.
We have to stop the bleeding. Lance!
Richard, help me out.
Sophie, find something to tie him with.
Keith!
Got you.
Keith? You...
Smiling.
Helena, when we get home, let's finish our conversation. No more running.
No! Keith, stay with me, please! Keith!
You'll be okay. Watch the ending. What did I skip the credits for?
The servants and Stevie. 10 people died all told. I'm sure glad to be alive now. Feeling glad to even have air to breathe.
Listen, don't you say a word about all this. Especially not to your coworkers. If it takes money to shut your yap, I'll pay any price.
Oh, bribery. Where's that money coming from?
My own pockets. Listen, you guys can distort the truth all you want, and I won't say a peep, 'cause that's freedom of the press. But this is different. I've got no tolerance for people pointing and laughing at a wounded friend.
Do I gotta tell you again? I'm not a gossip guy. I hate cops, sure, but I hate gossip too. I won't ask for money, and I won't say a peep, 'cause I'm grateful to the guy. So quit hounding me. But, as an involved party, I've got a right to know what happened there. I just can't wrap my head around it. I talked to Brendan at dinner. Heard he got tired of the musty old castle and ran to Hollywood. Had a lot of fun in the movie biz. So what was the motive?
Guy's gone silent. Sounds like he convinced you he was a goody two-shoes. But I bet you heard a different story in Hollywood. Now that's the kind of thing your lot should be writing about. Nobody knows people's past, usually. But it's easy to fool you into thinking otherwise with a little acting. And once you know somebody's past, you can lead them by the nose. He tricked you all, and tried to kill you. What a farce. Not sure of the motive yet, but he was pretty systematic about it all.
And he also knew the layout of the castle well.
Spent a ton of cash beforehand to check up on all the tour attendees. Even did a background check on me.
He did.
On you? Why?
'Cause I was going to be on that tour.
No wonder I thought he knew me. The hell, so he just researched us?
That's the oldest trick in the book for us, saying, I know all about you. It makes you superior to the other person, so you can control them. Then they freak out and have to submit. He knew that tactic well.
You can only submit if you let that get to you. Yes, people can do your research on you, but if you have the guts and a will to resist such felony, then obviously you can contain yourself from such wrath.
Seeing right through people without any tricks. That's what makes a real monster, ain't it? In his case, he just used money and connections to dig up people's pasts, and played the part of a monster.
A fictional
The
monster.
research wasn't to select candidates, so he just picked randomly. Damn, was he just in it for fun?
Now, my turn to ask questions. What you tell me is the only way I can figure out this incident. Give me anything you got. First, Brendan, or Boogie rather. What kind of man was he?
How should I say it? I suppose he had no emotion. That's how I saw him. He said such terrifying things without a care. He hardly showed any human feelings. He really was like a monster.
Keith told me he was a real jester.
Jester? Absolutely not. I would have much preferred if he were at least a little silly. He was a very disturbing, terrifying man. He was totally calm as he did awful things.
Richard, you seem to have a suspicion he might be Brendan. Why do you think that?
When my daughter went missing, and I panicked thinking that man might have taken her, Keith told me something. This was the kind of person who would show corpses as decoration. So if he did take Sophie, he'd show off proof of it, meaning she was still safe. Luckily enough, I didn't see them, but indeed, evidently, there were many dead bodies left around. As Keith said, my daughter hadn't fallen into his grasp. He was correct in his assumption. That made me realize something unusual about what he'd said. Keith said he saw the moment Brendan's neck snapped, and his corpse was quickly dropped into the basement.
But
isn't that odd? Why did he quickly put Brendan's corpse out of sight? Why did he treat him differently from the other victims?
'Cause he didn't want you investigating it. He's got some keen insight, I'll give him that. So you suspected this was a farce plotted by Brendan?
No, well, I suggested that since Keith hadn't checked the corpse, he might still be alive. I only wanted to believe there was a chance he was alive. I had no conviction about the rest.
if you can survive being guillotined like that, I'll be amazed.
So I didn't speak about it to Keith. I wouldn't dare risk throwing him off with my amateur opinion. Not to mention we didn't know whether his wife was safe.
Apparently, Keith saw the moment Brendan's head came off, actually.
Was it a doll?
Right you are. Packed with neat little blood packs, it seems. Brendan was hung upside down and had his mouth taped up, and it was dark enough to be hard to tell who's who. Just dressing him up the same way made Keith assume it was him. On top of all those flashy rave lights, he dropped the corpse down below, so it was impossible to check it closer. And since Keith saw the tour conductor killed right after that, of course, he'd think Brendan was killed too.
If I'd said something, maybe this could have been resolved sooner, but I was paralyzed with fear. I was only worried about my daughter, even when Keith was running all over the place for us.
Don't worry about it. Keith did all that 'cause he wanted to. That's all. He's deeply glad you're all safe. Now, little lady, can we hear from you too?
Hear what?
Anything. What you thought. What you noticed.
Well, I knew he was a fake, because I've met the real boogeyman.
Sophie, stop it. Not this tale again.
Fine, if you say so, Papa. Guess I'm not saying a word.
Go ahead, please. Meeting the real boogeyman sounds pretty juicy. Can you tell me more?
Maybe not really met. He just touched my shoulder, but his hand was cold as ice. Right away, I knew it wasn't human. That guy's hands were human, though. They had warmth, so I knew he was just a regular guy.
Huh. So boogeyman's hands are cold, eh? I'll tell that to my little squirt. Anything else you noticed?
I feel like you might get angry if I say this.
I won't. Tell me.
That guy had this cold and emotionless air, like you couldn't tell what he was thinking at all. It reminded me of Mr. Keith, a little.
You still think that way now?
Not even, because Mr. Keith got really mad at me. He was like, "Don't worry your papa ever again."
Maybe he was true about that.
Red paint? On his face? There was nothing like that. It was all red from blood spurts, though.
Really? Keith told me he had a weird paint on a torn paper bag. And one more thing. Did you see any red graffiti in the castle? Or any monsters?
Red graffiti,
Hear
yes.
any phones ringing?
Keith said that.
No, I didn't.
Mr. Hoover, you're colorblind, if I recall. Maybe you just couldn't see the paint.
Yeah, but it's white and pink I get mixed up. I can see red just fine.
Well, and you, miss?
I saw quite a bit of the castle, but none of that. Did you hear that from the others?
Don't get me wrong. I don't think you're lying. The others said they saw nothing too. But then, that makes Keith the one talking nonsense.
I don't think Keith is necessarily lying.
What do you mean?
Because people don't always see the same things you do.
Back when David saw things.
Thanks for the assistance, you two. Sorry about calling you in 2 weeks after the fact.
Is not everything settled yet?
The police there are in the middle of their investigation. My role is just to assist. I'm gonna report your testimonies to them, and that's that. I'll be off now. Eric, take them to the entrance.
Helena.
When our son died, I thought my own life was over too. I couldn't think about anything. Nothing had any taste. But tears would suddenly come anyway. I don't remember anything about what I did back then. But I do remember one thing. That Keith was always at my side. When I wailed and shouted, he'd hug me, stroke my hair, say it was okay. Eventually, I adjusted to life without our son. I found I could laugh again.
But Keith?
But when I got my own emotions back, I realized Keith had stopped laughing. I had been broken, and so had Keith. Over time, I was able to heal, but he didn't. He was still stuck in the moment of Todd's death.
So it was like he's always in a continuous cycle at that point where nothing ever moves emotionally.
He was always supporting me, so he never faced up to himself. I struggled to be at least a little stronger. Next time, I would protect him, since I wanted him to laugh again. But I couldn't. I couldn't repay anything to Keith. And I realized I was a burden on him that would keep him from ever walking again. So, even if we're far apart, as long as he can laugh again, then that's the best choice I can make.
My wife always brings me warm milk before I go to bed. And last Father's Day, my little squirt tried cooking me a meal.
No.
I definitely don't need milk to get to sleep. And the kids cooking, I'll be blunt, it ain't good.
But
I'm glad for it. Usefulness and collateral don't mean a thing with this stuff. Keith didn't stay close to you expecting something in return. That's just what he wanted to do. You guys have got too much sympathy. You don't mind getting hurt for the sake of the other. But can't you notice that one of you being hurt hurts the other? You've just been getting more and more wounded as you go along. You're propping Keith up too, Helena. He can fight day after day, because he knows you're waiting at home, as much as I tease him about it. Don't think of yourself as baggage. Depend on him as much as you need. That's what he wants too.
Keith grabbed my hand and smiled, even though he was stabbed and wounded.
And what'd he say?
Gotcha.
Got you.
'Cause he finally got what makes him happiest. But, man, too much discrepancy between your guys' testimonies and Keith's. Just how am I gonna report this to their department? Hey, Helena, he went back home from the hospital today, right? Can I come talk with him now?
I'm sorry. Before he goes back home, there's a place he's going to visit. And I'm planning to head there myself.
Todd's grave. Oh.
Keith.
I've always wanted to cry like this. I never forgot about him. Not for a single day. Ever since he died, I was scared. I felt like even the slightest sign of weakness would make it all crumble. I acted like I felt nothing, like nothing disturbed me. I thought then I might be able to fool everyone, even myself. It was so stupid. I was broken a long time ago. It was all garbage, but I acted like a champion of justice. It always felt off. Whoever I was working for, I never felt repaid. And I saw you were safe, and you came up to me. Finally, I felt happy again. Acting strong just made me weak. It was pointless. Todd would never forgive his father staying broken forever, because I promised I'd protect his mom. I'll take off the blindfold. I'm gonna laugh, even if it's at a stupid TV show. If I'm pissed, I'll get mad. And if I'm sad, I'll cry. First, I guess there'll have to be counseling. There's something seriously wrong with my head, seems like. It's gonna be a busy time. It's gonna be so busy, I won't be able to do it alone. Helena, I don't think I can deal with just being a good loser. I want a chance. Let me chase after you. Let me get down on my knees. You're the only one I want waiting for me.
There's no need for a chance. Didn't I tell you? Divorce or decide. I've decided. Haven't you too? We only ever have one umbrella, so we hold it together. And it's fine if we get a little wet, because it'll soon be sunny again.
Come rain, come shine on this beloved tale. And the difference between non-voiced and voiced games, it just brings about that more emotion behind the speech of the characters themselves and the cast of the Boogeyman itself and all that. Different font too, as I recall. All by usernames or by their real names, as it looks like. Apart from any credited works, or anything I do myself voice-wise, I prefer to be called FlareBlitzed, and as a channel as a whole, but just casually, Flare is always very good for me. And of course, all of the different things that were used for the creation of this game. Almost all of it, I have no idea what they are. The only pieces of software I know of: Sony Vegas, Audacity, XSplit, and Photoshop. That's it. Did I already say Photoshop? Well, it's good to say it again. Unlike the other two games released on Steam, this one definitely has music which YouTube picks up as well. Fonts. And they're all built in when you launch it up on Steam, so you don't actually have to physically install these fonts because Steam always storehouses them. Test players who helped with the testing of the game. Translator vgperson. Author Uri. One more place to go after this. End of the Boogie Man. Come rain, come shine, achievement unlocked. And with a sheep. Congratulations on beating the Boogeyman, and thank you for playing this game. Additionally, if you played the previous two games in the series, this game was fully voiced with the help of voice actors due to the author's fatigue. There's no bonus scenario, but I did receive comments on each of the actors, so take the upper door if you're interested. The Something Man series is coming to a turning point. The general storyline ends in the next game. I have plans for serious and silly extra chapters afterwards, so please play those if you're interested, most certainly. Lastly, once more, congratulations on beating the game, and thank you for playing. Thank you for making the game. View character bios. Keith Baring, age 37, height 6'1", blood type AB. Local police inspector, rank detective 3, class 3. Cold and unfazed, but determined he has an obsession with protecting people out of guilt over his son's death. Didn't want to become a detective at first, but met Helena while finding a college and ended up joining the force to win her over. Sharp-tongued, he often let things slip in front of his son, which his son would later admit. Dick is his boss, but also like an undesired friend who gets along with the whole family. After the incident, he goes for counseling at Dick's suggestion. He hates liver. The taste of liver. Helena Baring, 5'3", age 33, type AB as well. Keith's wife, a gentle, lovable woman, appears carefree but is strong at her core. She's highly expressive, laughing and crying often. She met Keith as a student and quickly married him after graduating college. A year later, they had a son. She suffered emotionally for years after her son's death, but has recovered by now. She doesn't eat meat, not because she's vegetarian, but just because she hates it. That's more understandable than just becoming vegetarian because of other factors, like you don't like the fact that animals are being killed, but everyone's to themselves. But personally, me, I enjoy meat too much. Her hobby is collecting teeth from all over the world. Wouldn't they expire after a certain point? David Hoover, blood type. I've never heard of blood type O, I'm not gonna lie. The Cricket Man's hero, protagonist, personnel, works for a trading company. He's made a complete turn from his previous moodiness. Married to Shirley for 3 months now. They kept their names though. An honest fellow, but extremely unlucky. He's athletic and strong, but a little slow on the uptake. He challenged his friend Paul to a chili dog contest, and Paul got gastritis, so he couldn't attend at all. Scared of dogs due to a traumatic incident as a kid, where he was chased by one for an hour. Age 27, exactly 6 foot. Sophie Grundler, high school student, Richard's daughter, the Sandman's protagonist, and a lively girl, sorry. Didn't like her dad for a long time, but they recancelled. Maybe as a result, she seems a little too attached lately. Somewhat cheeky than before, but still diligent as ever. Gets along well with David and Shirley as older friends. A little uneasy as girls at school are getting boyfriends. Not finding anyone like she likes is her main worry for now. Loves ice cream. Lance Colonel. Ex-journalist photographer, works for a small publisher, snarky about everything but can get freaked out easily. As a journalist, he chases instances to write articles, and though sarcastic, he was known to hit the mark. Dislikes police due to what drove him out of journalism. Was thinking about making some passes at Helena and getting Keith angry at him to cause a scene. It doesn't work on Keith. 5'10", 31. Richard Grunberg works for a credit company, diligent and cheerful, but has a timid side. Rather compassionate and sentimental, his daughter often blinds him to all else. It's been over 10 years since losing his wife, but he has no intention of remarrying. Mistook David for Sophie's boyfriend at first and got angry, but that's been cleared up, and they'll get along now. A real drinker who collects drinks. He likes Scotch best. He suspected the boogeyman was Brendan, but was too focused on his daughter to tell Keith. I think that would actually distract Keith from the actual investigation. Shelley Weber, David's wife, a pharmacist, beautiful, strong-willed and cool, hates to rely on anyone and tries to do it all herself. She often fights with David, fawns over Sophie like a little sister. Dick Anderson, local police manager, rank Lieutenant 1, Keith's direct boss who understands him well. He has a wife and 2 children. His stature and face frighten people, but he's gentle and doesn't raise his voice over little things. Gets along with both Keith and Helena. 6'6", age 39, blood type O. Eric Simpson, local detective, Detective 1, Keith's subordinate, ambiguous, but hates to do busy work. His laziness got him stuck with the scariest 2 at the station, Dick and Keith, but it's yet to prove effective. When David was taken in a while back, he questioned him. He sympathized with him, and was a bit relieved to learn he was alright after the incident. 25, 5'9", blood type B. Stevie Small, tour conductor for the agency NA Travel. Become a member of the Livingston Castle Project and decided to run this test tour. He and the Castle's 9 servants ended up as Brendan Dorman's murder victims. Born in Connecticut, and that's where he now rests forever. 5'7", 31, blood type A. So Keith and Helena were both blood type A and B, AB, and Todd is blood type A. Keith and Helena's son, kind of timid but cheery and honest, clever, and alas, quickly learned the bad words Keith used. At age 5, he was ran over by a truck and died. Ouch. Hey, what the heck are you to do there? Go away, Sandman. Yeah, watch bonus scene. Why not?
How many times have we come here again?
Oh, 5, I think.
Ugh, I can't stand it. We've told them the same story over and over. There's gonna be rumors at school about Sophie frequenting the police station.
Now, Sophie, don't complain. The police are doing their best. And it's been a month now. This must be the last time. I'm sure of it. Does my princess require a beverage to quell her temper? What shall it be, your majesty?
Orange juice.
Very well. I'll go buy some.
Thanks. Hey, when those dogs attacked me, you saved me, right? I can't imagine any other reason those dogs would fall asleep so quickly. Thanks. I'm having a great time lately. I'm getting along great with Papa and Anne, and Reagan. Well, if she wants to get along, I'll give her a chance. Things are so much better than when I carried all my burden myself. Now I know there's someone always looking out for me.
Aww.
Sometimes I really miss you. You're doing okay, right? How about the other fairies? You know,
Hi.
Sorry to butt in.
Hold on, wait. You got the wrong idea. I'm not a weirdo or anything, okay?
Don't touch me. Perhaps with a thing for daydreaming. aren't the most comfortable people to be around.
I'm not daydreaming. Keep it between us, but I've met some fairies. So you don't believe me?
No, I do. I met one when I was a kid, too.
Really?
Yeah. This hobo in the area always had a head full of dandruff, so I called him the Dandruff Fairy. Oh yeah, and I've got a coworker who eats non-stop cup noodles, the Cup Noodle Fairy. Want to be introduced?
Why won't you believe me?
A 37-year-old who believes in fairies ain't exactly socially adjusted, don't you think? But hey, if they do exist, put in a request to one of your fairy friends to get me some wings. Big, fluffy, pink ones.
What do you use those for?
Just want some wings. Why not? Mr. Detective wanna fly away. Huh. You angry? Better step off. One of your friends might cast a spell to turn me into a fluffy white kitty. Maybe instead of filling your head with stupid fantasies, fill in that chest a little. It's so pathetic I can't even look at it.
Oh my gosh. I'm a sad man.
What's wrong?
Haven't been able to sleep since last night, even though I'm sleepy. It's weird.
Did you take any medicine?
Yep. Anxiolytics. Sleeping pills. Guess they're not working.
Another force at work.
Let's talk to each other then. Before you know it, you'll be sound asleep. And it'll be morning.
Don't you need to sleep? You don't have to stay up for me.
It's fine. I'll stay with you until you're snoozing away.
Everything.
Maybe some exercise would have been better.
Oh then. Strange Man Series number 1 of A Crooked Man. Number 4 of A Hanged Man. Number 2 of A Sandman. This wasn't originally here in the original release of this game, the free version. This is a VIP room for the fully voiced versions, voice actors, as well as a translator. You can hear about everyone else's other projects and thoughts on acting in this game. Well, let's go in and see what we have here. We'll go from, well, we'll do it as a clockwise formation.
Hello, I'm the voice for the Boogie Man. Oh, sorry. Where was I? Oh yeah. Hi, I'm Dave Ossity, the voice of the Boogie Man, but you could just call me Dave. I must say, it was an honor to be able to work with Uri and all the other actors and actresses on this game. I've been a big fan of Uri's games for some time, and when I saw that she was having an audition for a new project, I thought I might try out for a role. I'm not a professional voice actor, in my opinion, but I have done some voiceover work in my past, and I have done some scary story readings. You can find them on YouTube if you're interested. Just search on my name. Anyway, I auditioned and now I'm here in Uri's game. I really enjoyed bringing her character of the Boogeyman to life. Helping Uri create this game was a fun and rewarding experience for me, and I'm very glad to have been a part of it. I'm also glad that you decided to play this game and have made it this far. Congratulations. I hope you enjoyed playing the Boogeyman.
I did, and all the best to you.
Hi, I'm the Overlord Bear. You can call me Tob or Tobby, or maybe Tobbs. I know. What do you want to call me?
I'll call you Tobias.
Anyway, I voiced Brendan Dumont here in Uri-san's The Boogeyman. I'd like to thank Uri-san for letting me be in this project. I'm glad to be a part of the making of an awesome game in Uri-san's awesome Strange Men series, and I'm glad that I have met and made friends with certain people in the production crew.
Awesome game, awesome Strange Men series.
How difficult was figuring out the puzzles in the game? How difficult was figuring out the identity of the person behind the mask of the fake Boogeyman? I'd like to know, though I think Uri-san would like to know that and more of your thoughts about the game even more. Also, I'd like to say that if I were a character in the TBM story, I think Brendan would probably do one of three things. Number 1, place me at main character level, maybe even at protagonist level considering my liking for heroism. Number 2, turn me into a butt monkey that doesn't get killed during the plot but gets tortured for comedy, for Brendan at least, a lot because of my social awkwardness. And 3, kill me because I was pretty nosy and then ended up knowing too much about his plans. Maybe you would do a mix of the three choices. Indeed, being one of Brendan's victims is a freaking scary thought. Oh, and I'd like to know your honest constructive feedback on my voice acting. Also, if you want to know more about me, please go to theoverlordbear.wordpress.com. Oh, and maybe you'll find something interesting if you go to brendonscastle.tumblr.com. Now, excuse me while I take over and renovate a certain blonde Two-Face's castle.
All the best to you too.
Hello, this is Nervous from misanthropop.com, aka Lance Canal. I'm recording this with help from my new assistant, Borscht. Say hi, Borscht. I've been a fan of both Uri and vgperson's output for a couple of years now, so it really was a pleasure and an honor to spend the last year working on the Boogeyman alongside them. I've also met a lot of interesting and lovely people from all over the world in the form of my fellow actors and actresses. I suppose Lance would say, "What do you want from me? I've done my job already, give me a break." But I'd really like to thank Uri and vgperson for the wonderful opportunity that they gave me, and I hope we can all work together again someday. I'd also like to thank you for playing the game, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thanks.
I think I've enjoyed playing the game as much as you did voice acting for the game, which would be a very high level, would be. So all the best to you as well, my dear sir.
Hey everyone, this is Jesse, aka Stevie, and thanks for playing the Boogeyman. I've had a fantastic time working on this project, and I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did. As a last note, I just want to give you all a recommendation to look out for future titles from Electric Pop Studios, a game designing group I'm a part of. We're in the beginning stages, so we haven't released anything yet, but hopefully we'll be getting started on that soon.
That's most certainly updated from this, because this game was released in 2016. It's now 2018. I'm pretty sure there's been a development of that.
Hope you all enjoyed listening to me die. Have a good one. Bye.
Turn on the lights. All good for you, dear sir. Shelley Weber.
Hello, this is a doxographist, and I am the voice actress for Shirley, who is a cool chick who's tough and dependable. And I'm not like that at all, because I'm a big weenie baby and I get scared really easily. So that's where I'm at. Either way, it's been a lot of fun doing voice work for this project. I'm sad that I don't have anything more to record, but I'm also happy to see it all come together beautifully. Voltron-like.
Voltron.
I don't know what Voltron is in Japanese. Never mind. Yeah.
Arthur's note, apparently it's Beast Keen Golean.
So I guess a bit about me. I'm a doxographist. I'm from Canada. I speak English and I speak French as well. I don't really do voice acting in French though. But, bonjour, ça c'est mon français. Je suis bilingue. Français-anglais, mais mon anglais est supérieur que mon français. Meilleur, peux-je dire.
I envy anyone who can learn another language, because I find that an incredibly hard thing to do.
Yeah, so I've been voice acting for maybe about 3 to 4 years, around that ballpark. And mostly I voice deeper women, tough chicks. Ugh! I voice a lot of young boys, I voice some tomboy girls, that kind of stuff.
Just sounds like an orgasm there, I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry.
The main project that I do is Let's Read Homestuck on YouTube, which is a comic dub of a webcomic called Homestuck. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that, but I voiced Jade Harley.
Jade Harley, who is a high-pitched girl, and it's kind of different from my regular voice, but whatever.
Oh my god, this is so good, it's so relatable, but I just really want to say, I'm not that kind of person. I'm not doing any mimics, by the way. No animosity about that.
I do a lot of comic dubs with the group that produces Let's Read Homestuck. It's called Collab HQ if you want to look it up. And yeah, I don't know if I have much to add. I've done voice work for a couple of games, but mostly what I do is I do motion comics and I do comic dubs. But yeah, either way, I hope you enjoyed playing the game. I hope you got spooked. You got your willies Jimmy wrestled, scared. You know, expressions meaning you got frightened.
Are you down? Are you okay down there, good sir? You okay? Yep. Okay.
And yeah. Sorry, this is I'm not great at talking about myself, but either way, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Later.
Later, madam. All of the best for you as well.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ro, the voice of David Hoover. First, thank you for playing the Boogeyman. I hope you had as much fun playing as I did voicing in it. Thank you, Uri, for making this game, and thank you, vgperson, for translating it, helping Uri, and making some 2D Japanese indie horror games available for English speakers to play. So, I initially came upon Uri's games on vgperson's website. The first of these that I played was The Crooked Man. On my first playthrough, I spoke out all of David's lines to myself, just for fun. I quite like David's everyman character. He was someone we could all relate to because of the things he'd done and seen. He's also really kind and loves to help. He's the kind of soft-spoken protagonist that everyone loves or loves to hate, which you see often in anime and manga. Despite being an avid fan of anime and manga, I found it hard to capture that kind of character with my voice.
It's always a very divided community when it comes with anime, manga, games, visual novels, however you want to call it. There's always going to be the side that really loves it and the side that really hates it. Depending on which side you're on is up to you.
When I auditioned for a role in The Boogeyman, I had no idea it would be a game that ties together all the characters of Uri's previous other games. So when I learned that I would be the voice of my favorite character, I was very thrilled. Now I am David Hoover. I have a very, very old YouTube channel that I've never uploaded to before, but I'm going to start uploading voice acting clips, games, and whatever I can think of that. It is youtube.com/Rokuro. That's ROUKURO. And yes, I know I spelled that particular name wrong. It won't have much for now, but I'll be uploading more as time passes, and hopefully people will like it.
R for Richard, O for oh my god, U for us, K for key lever, I know it spells with C, U for you know who, R for row, O for oh my gosh.
Oh, and if you want me to voice act for your game or project, feel free to send me a message at that channel.
If I had a game, I would be delighted, because then I could call you David Hoover. I wouldn't. Thank you very much, dear good sir. Keith Baring.
Hello everyone, my name is Max. To most people on the internet, I'm known as Blue Neon Light Show. On YouTube, I go by Epsilon, and I voice Keith for this game. Yeah, I know. Lots of names.
Lots of names. It's very enigmatic. Can relate to Madazuki from Yuminiki.
This was the first time I tried voice acting, so yeah. Sorry if I didn't do as good of a job as I could have. It's really been an honor doing this for Uri. I honestly didn't expect getting the part.
The cool, calm, selective, calm individual. I said calm twice. Calm's a good word. I'm saying it another time, okay? You did very good. Did very good as a detective. Need that sort of cool, calm, collective voice. Said it again.
Some friends on Skype said that they were trying out for the Boogeyman, and I thought it would be fun to try. Turns out, Yuri liked my voice, so imagine my surprise when I actually got the part. I really like playing the role as Keith. I always like the cold-hearted characters that work on the side of justice, and it's willing to do anything to save the day. Kind of like Jack Bauer, I guess. Or Batman.
Or Badman.
Anyway, please try out the other games whenever you get the chance. There's the Sandman, the Crooked Man. I mean, go and check them out if you haven't yet.
I've already done that and been there, good sir, at least twice. Even 3 times. A few times, most certainly. But yeah, 2 other good games. And the next one will also be very good. But I don't think anyone in this room will mention the Hangman, obviously because that was made in the future of this game.
Thank you for playing through the game, keeping me alive, and more importantly, thank you for saving my life. I'm sure Suri will be happy that you saved Helena too. Unless you got the other 4 endings first.
Yes.
Then, anyway, feel free to talk to any of us. We all have Skype. Mine is neon.l.show. I should probably stop talking now. Congratulations, and good night.
This is the most difficult ending to get to, so I think getting the other 4 endings first would be most beneficial. Hello, Todd.
Hey there. I was actually thinking about saying I'm not actually the voice actor of Toad, but in the end. So, great thanks to Uri, the Great Games' equally great creator, who was also really sweet along the creation of the game, vgperson, Her Majesty the Translator Queen, and the voice actors, who helped bring this together with their lovely voices. And of course, we can't forget you. Good job for getting the good ending, by the way. Oh, and just a note, if I do something the later days, it probably won't be in the same name. Something like Nobody maybe. I have a Twitter with that name, but then again, who knows?
Who knows what's in the future?
Anyways, thank you. I love you.
Good future for you, dear sir, and good future for you, dear sir. And Helena, Serene.
Heya, Serenity Harper here, the voice of Helena Baring. First of all, I'd like to congratulate you on beating the game. I hope you had fun playing and liked the ending, or endings you got. It's been a great pleasure and an honor to work on this project alongside everyone. I never expected to get Helena's role since it's my first time voice acting, and to tell you the truth, my audition was very messy.
Everyone's first time is always messy. But when you get practice, much like artists get practice with their art, then you'll always get better at what you want to do. But when you approach someone about a device, it's always going to be practice. It's the first stage of improvement. And kind of way it is. But
I have quite a lot of things to talk about, but in order to avoid bogging down players with minutes upon minutes of talking, I have written my overall thoughts about the game down on my blog. It will be made available once people have reached this to avoid spoiling stuff. For those who are interested in reading it, the blog is helenabaring.tumblr.com. Thank you so much again for playing the Boogeyman. If you ever want to talk, feel free to hit me up on Twitter at Serene Harper. I'll give you warm hugs and pats on the back for a job well done. Alright, that sounds weird. Anyways, take care always and catch you later.
all of the best, madam. Almost
hey
went
there,
past.
This is Cyro, and I voiced Eric. I hope you enjoyed the game, and what a great game it was, right?
It was a wonderful game.
Thanks to everyone who worked on it, especially Uri. This was my first try at voice acting, so I hope you liked it. It was such a great experience for me. Moving on, I'm a freelance artist. If you're interested in seeing my work, then just visit my website. A real amazing thing this was for me, and I hope that it was for you as well.
Great.
Take care, player. Until next time.
Until next time, Birdman. Here. Oh, this is the translator. Here, I have comments on the translator vgperson, who was a crucial helper in the development of the Boogeyman. vgperson translates most of my games to English and conveys announcements to English fans. And she always works blazing fast. When she translated was sent me in just a couple of days, I couldn't have gotten down on the ground and and they just choose a comment. Hi, it's vgperson. If you play previous games in the series in English, you probably know me. I translated those two, is why. This time I helped Uri through development to realise her dream of having English voice acting. She's very grateful, as you can see, and insisted I get to make comments here. For your information, these comments are different in the Japanese version. Really boring stuff. Most Japanese players wouldn't have any idea who I am, is the thing. Uri mentioned the idea of English voice acting on Twitter, and I was wondering if she wanted to help, she wanted my help with it, so I figured I should make the offer. Maybe it was more of an idle thought, but it seemed ultimately it happened. To make a 1.5 year long story short, truly, I helped with all things English and development, though Uri did try to take care of some things herself. so as not to bother me too much. As you might have noticed, well, hey, it's been part of a job since the Cookerman, so she did plenty of coordination with the actors by herself, unless it was complicated. There were challenges. I never translated anything that was going to be voice acted before. Didn't always have full context. Uri had issues writing scripts in a timely fashion, etc. If there's a next time, though, it should be better. But all that said, Uri, while you may have apologized for making me translate like 200 lines of dialogue every time you sent me a script, forever sorry about bothering me because I must be busy. Don't worry, I absolutely loved it. Thank you so much for making this game. That is the translator's comments. Greetings.
Hello, I'm Manly Badass Hero, the voice of Dick Anderson. I've been a big fan of the Strange Men series, so when I saw there was auditions, I sent some improv and general recordings, and not only was I accepted, I also found out Uri was a fan of my playthroughs of her games, which needless to say made me feel a bit giddy. Personally, I've liked the games not only because of their similarities to things like Silent Hill, but also that they're relatable to people with depression. Whether or not you're an adult or a young person, I think dark times in your life can really change your perspective on the world, and sometimes this makes you a crooked man. Anyway, I've been glad to help work on this project, and until next time, thanks for playing.
Indeed, Manly. All the best for you, dear sir, but, you know, I'm always watching and
I'm
harassing.
Chocolate. I do the voice of Sophie. I'm really glad I got to be in this game, especially that I got to play Sophie. I really related to her story in The Sandman, so it's just really awesome that I'm doing her voice, you know? I'm also working on a game, though it has a long way to go before it's finished. It's called Dollhouse, and it'll also be a puzzle exploration type game.
Okie dokie.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening,
found that somewhere.
depending on when you're playing this. My name is Winter Johnson, and I'm the voice of Richard Grundler.
Evening.
Congratulations on getting through this story of death, fear, and loss. I hope the emotional scars will fade in time.
They've already faded away, because they were never there to begin with.
Working on this game has been a very fun experience for me, and working with the developer has been a delight. She has been very encouraging and reasonable, yet is not afraid to mention when something needs reworking.
Yep.
Seeing the story grow and watching these characters develop and change and fight and die has been fascinating to watch. As an actor, I am so happy to have been given the opportunity to help bring the story to life. I hope you enjoyed playing the game as much as I did acting in it.
I did indeed. Winter also voiced the Doctor. Addition.
Hi.
I didn't mean to do that. Sorry about that. I was thinking all the best to everyone. Everyone in this room. Everyone in this room. You all brought an extra sense of life to Uri's characters. And now I'm just going to indulge in some chocolate. Well, not chocolate cake, but wedding cake on there, if I can. Oh, I forgot. I don't have any arms. Damn it. Okay. But this has been my Let's Play of the Boogie Man. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I have making it, folks. Well, making this video, not the game. I just want to make that very clear right now. I only own the video recording of this. I don't own any of the footages. Well, the game files or anything like that. Nah, I have zero content, zero works of any sort of games. I did try and voice audition for the Hangman, but indeed, don't worry about it. There's always a sweet spot for each character within a game, I must say. But if you ever voice auditioned for a game and you're not accepted, don't be disheartened by it. It's very tough to choose just one person for the role. And there could be tens of people voice that audition for the same role, even hundreds. So never be disheartened by it. So thank you so much for watching, folks. The Hanged Man is going to be out on the 27th of February, I believe, on Steam. 27th or the 28th, I do believe it's the 27th. It could even be the 26th. I don't know. But thank you so much for watching, folks. Hope you enjoyed this game. check out all the peeps in this wonderful room filled with cakes and laughter. Thank you all so much for watching, folks, and take care of yourselves. Until next time.